Hello subscribers, this is yours truly JBlue68 coming to you with yet another video, and this is going to be a comic book review of DC Comics Batman One Bad Day, The Riddler, issue number 1, written by Tom King and contributing artist Mitch Gerard. I believe I'm pronouncing his last name right. Before I get into this video, though, I want to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for liking, sharing, and commenting. Please continue to do so. And tap the notification bell so you can get more videos like this as I post them immediately. And please give this video a thumbs up. A thumbs up, please. I don't expect this video to get a lot of views. Nonetheless, I'm going to do it anyway because I love to share my excitement of comic books. I'm still a comic book reader, and I like to share my excitement with you all and information that I have regarding comic books, the world of comic books, that sort of thing. Anyway, so again, this is issue number 1. This is supposed to be a series of one-shots by DC Comics. Batman One Bad Day. I think the next one that will come out will be about the Penguin. And I'm glad to see them doing more characters than just the Joker all the time, although he will be featured in this particular series. They did a series like this years ago, which was pretty good. That was almost like 10 years ago, where they did like one-shots based off of each of the all the villains from the Rogues Gallery of the Batman Rogues Gallery, I should say. So anyway, this is issue number 1, The Riddler, script by Tom King, art and colors by Mitch Gerard, letters by Clayton Cowles, and Match Gerard did the cover. I want to say offhand, this is not a comic book for children. It does use profanity, and there's a lot of violence in it, but it's a great start. It's a great story. Again, with Batman's encounter with the Riddler. It's a very dark story. Very dark. It's very atmospheric. It's very verbose too. I usually don't like comics that are too verbose, but as long as the verbiage works with the story, the plot, that sort of thing. And in this case, it absolutely does. Everything connects. What is being said, what is happening. It starts off with a very meager conversation with a gentleman, John Oates, and his family. And this gentleman ends up getting murdered by the Riddler. And let's just turn the page here. There's a video footage of the Riddler taking a gun and blowing this dude's brains out. Some type of animosity that was between them two. I can't recall exactly what it is, and I just read the story just a couple of days back. But the artwork in here is absolutely stunning. Very, very well done. Excuse me. As you can see on some of the pages here, I'm showing the artwork from the pages. The main characters, of course, are the Riddler. And they give a backstory of the Riddler, showing him as a child and the strained relationship between him and his father, who is actually a dean at a particular university that he goes to. The Riddler's name is Edward. I can't remember his last name. But here he is right here being interrogated by Commissioner Gordon after committing the murder scene that I just showed you. The colors and everything, again, on these pages are fantastic. And here, the color on this next page, you can see the colors change to a very earth tone type colors, as it does a flashback scene showing him as a young man in the university. And here's his father. His father was very abusive to him, as what happens with a lot of these villains, and what makes them become villains, is usually they come from a foster family, or either their parents were, murdered, or some tragic thing may have happened to their parents that caused them to turn out to be the way they are. And that can be either good or bad, because as you know, Bruce Wayne's parents were murdered in front of him, and he didn't become a villain, he became a superhero, so to speak. Dark superhero, but a superhero nonetheless. This is a very disturbing scene right here, where you see his father physically abusing him, and using very, very foul language here, very, very foul language at his son. I didn't even know that it was his son until I read a little further. I thought it was just an absolute stranger. It turns out to be his dad. Not a very, very nice character. And then we turn the pages further and we see a funeral scene. And here's Bruce Wayne here attending the funeral of the deceased gentleman, John Oates, who I mentioned earlier, who was murdered by the Riddler. And, of course, Batman is also an investigator, a detective, and that is exactly what he's doing in these particular scenes here. And these panels, man, I mean, they are absolutely gorgeous. DC, my hat's off to you guys, in terms of how these panels are spread out, the lettering, and everything. Again, very, very well done. As you can see in front of you, the artwork from the pages. But again, there's some very violent scenes in this book. I'm not going to show the entire book, and I don't believe there are any commercial ads in this particular book either. And if I'm correct, I thought this was part of the DC Black series, but I don't think it is. It was quite an expensive book, but definitely very well worth it. A very, very good read, as I said. And then you can see here more violence, very bloody scene there. And this is at Arkham Asylum, a very, very well-known place in the Batman lore. And there he is there, the Dark Knight himself, on this particular page. So I just wanted to show you some pages from the book, and I highly recommend it. Batman One Bad Day. This is the first book of the series, issue number 1, The Riddler. And I think issue number 2 comes out next month, if I am correct. And that is in October. Or it might be sometime this month. I'm not really sure. And here's one of the security guards who gets his fingers cut off by the Riddler. He plays a trick on the guy and, wow, slices his fingers off. You see there in that panel right there. Violent book, but very good read. Very good story. Highly recommend it. I won't show you any more pages in case you decide to purchase this book. And again, I do recommend it for DC fans as well as for comic book fans alike. So, that's it. That's all, y'all. Hope that you've enjoyed this brief video, this brief comic book review. Again, Batman One Bad Day, The Riddler number one by Tom King. Please like, share, and subscribe this video to this channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the video. And again, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for joining me. Peace, love, and hair grease.